The Sim World Racing presents the All-American Racing.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Long Pond, Pennsylvania for tonight's race number 21 of the All-American Racing League Cup Series from Pocono Raceway, the battle at Long Pond 240. Thanks again for tuning in on the Sim World Racing Network. My name is Nathan Christensen, the voice of the All-American Racing League Cup Series. So glad you could join us here as qualifying is on track already as we get set to bring you 240 miles from the 2.5 mile Pocono Raceway here in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. A couple cars already on track doing their qualifying lap. That's his 54, the Motocraft 54, Kurt Sabrin. He is on track making his attempt here to put a fast time down to see if he can start up front in this one. Also on track at this point is the 51 returning this week to Jim Hubble in that 51 here in that Ford Mustang as he goes through turn number 2. A bunch of other cars on track. We got Ken Pack in his number 16 also on track right now. Tyrone Yo, hometown favorite tonight out of Pennsylvania. He is heading through turn 3 on the completion of his first lap. We'll start to see some cars lock in some times here. Looks like Eric Thornton will jump to the top of the board at the completion of his first lap of the 5.3663. Ken Pack, Jim Hubel, Curtis Sabrin up there in fourth. That is Tyler Nelson in the 85, son to James Nelson, making his return to the All-American Racing League Cup Series. So as Tyrone heads down what is essentially considered the back straightaway here, the Long Pond straightaway, down towards turn number 2. As he is on his second lap, hoping to better his first lap. As Alan Bledsoe crosses the line, he'll fall into second as he is just 0.014 off of that time with a 53.677. Mike Kurdzielek drops in fifth, a 54.008 for Kurds on lap number 1. Tyrone Yo off of turn number 3, headed back towards the start-finish line. See what he can lock in here on time lap number 2 if he can improve that time. And he started with a 55.003 up to 54.871. It's good for 10th spot. But Ken Pack jumps to the top of the board on his second lap as we'll follow Michael Kurdzielek around to complete his second lap as he heads through the tricky turn number 2, the high speed turn 2, as he heads now down the short chute into the turn 3 area of the racetrack. Chooses to use a little bit higher line that time through turn 3, back out onto the front straightaway, heading back down to the start-finish line is Kurdzielek. See if he can improve on his 6th starting position. He does. Moves up one spot with a 53.689. As while we were watching him, Riley Hoots, though, jumped to the top of the board with a 53.569. That's Travis Vargas up into the wall off of turn number 2 that time, so this lap is not going to count, and he will shut it down. Looks like Larry Garnes in his number 20 will head out of turn 2 down the short chute. Currently sits in the 10th spot with a 54.289. About 50 seconds to go here in qualifying for this one. Larry Garnes will come out of turn number 3 and complete his second lap of qualifying. See if he can improve on a 10th spot as he hits across the line. Improves a little bit, not enough to move up a position though. He'll start in, lock it into the 10th spot there with that lap. A few more cars completing their turn. Dave Hara across the line with his second lap will be good enough for 7th, a 59.938. 59.938, but Riley Hoots continues to be on top of this one. As looks like everyone has completed their 2 laps of qualifying here. As you can see, the starting 15 on your board. One more car in the field. Kelly Thomas in his number 28 will also join us in the field. It doesn't look like he will take a qualifying lap. And just like that, qualifying comes to an end here. 5-minute qualifying section all over here for these guys. 15 of the 16 cars able to lock in a qualifying lap. And the pole this week goes to that number 91 machine. That is Riley Hoots. He will start on the pole. Outside him will be Ken Pack. So just want to take a second here to welcome you back again to the Pocono Raceway, the Battle of Long Pond 240, 2.5 mile tricky triangle here from Long Pond, Pennsylvania. This is the SimWorld Racing Network. 76 degrees Fahrenheit, 60% humidity. Currently is what we have. Looks like we are in for a bit of a cloudy, overcast afternoon, which shouldn't upset these guys too bad. It will keep the track a little cooler, making it a little easier on the tires. But there you go, as the field is set and they are getting ready on pit lane to roll out. 96 laps will be the distance of tonight's race for these guys, and a couple of stage breaks as always tonight. Let's see here. Stage breaks are at lap 18 and 58. So 18 and 58 will be the stage breaks here at Pocono. Field continues to grid on pit road as we are almost set to go start the pace laps here in Pocono as the field continues to form on pit road. As there you see the starting grid on your screen going from the pole tonight. Like I mentioned, Riley Hoots in his number 91. Outside him will be Ken Pack in the number 16. Eric Thornton making his second start of the season here at the All-American Racing League. He'll go off from third. Outside him will be All-American Racing League regular Alan Bledsoe in his number 42. Michael Kurgelak will go from fifth, still looking for his first win on the season. Outside him in that 79, last week's winner at Chicago, Travis Rodriguez. Dave Harrell will go off from the 7th spot, driving his number 15 machine. Michael Boone in that number 5 will go from 8th. In row number 5 from Carolina in the number 54, Curtis Sabaran will go from that position there. And then in row outside him will be Jim Hubble in his number 51. Row 6 will see the number 20 of Larry Garnes go off from 11th, and Tyler Melson making his second start on the season in his number 85. He will go from 12th. 7th row will be the 01 Kyle Purcell machine. He is out of the Chicago area, and then James Nelson on his outside. The last row will see Tyrone Yo Jr. in his number 2, and Kelly Thomas, who took no qualifying attempt. He will go from last on the field. As the field goes side by side behind the pace car, as we head down into turn number 3 and get set to look for the green flag this time off of turn number 4. The control car will be the 91 of Riley Hoots, and outside him Ken Pack. It'll be Thornton and Bledsoe row 2, Kurgelak Rodriguez row number 3, Boone and Hara go from row number 4. As they roll into the Geico restart zone, green flag is up and down, and we are racing from Pocono. Just like that, the field heads on down to turn number 1. A little bit of lane switching going on a little further back in the pack, but so far it gets a big push from the 88 of Thornton. The 91 does, as he will lead the way down into turn number 1 on the inside, but Ken Pack will take that outside line off of turn 1. See if these guys can hold it and make it all clean through the first corner turn here at Pocono, as they start to file in single file as they work down the Long Pond straightaway, heading for turn number 2. Field in through turn number 2, some 2 wide racing. Everyone keeps it out of trouble as they head down the short chute and looking for turn number 3. The field heads into turn number 3 still. Ken Pack now, he noses out in front of the 91 this time out of turn number 4. Look for Ken Peck to lead him back down to the start-finish line. He'll lead lap number 1 here from Pennsylvania's Long Pond, Pennsylvania, and the Pocono Raceway. They drive down into Jeep number 2, side-by-side battle for third as Bledsoe looks to the inside of Thornton. This is going to be a good battle here as they work through turn number 1. Still side-by-side on the exit of the corner. Give it to Thornton as they head down the long straightaway as Bledsoe now drops back in line behind the 88. Continues to lead the way up front. The 16 of Ken Pack over the 91 of Riley Hoots, the 88 of Thornton, the 42 of Bledsoe, and Kurtulek in his number 41. Right behind him, don't count out the man in the VTE GamerTube Elite number 15. That is Dave Lofano, and challenging him right now is the 79 of Travis Rodriguez. Off of turn number 3 they come, back down to complete lap number 2. We got a good battle here developing between the 79 and the 15 as they have a drag race down into turn number 1. First 5 cars single file the battle, first battle on the track there. As I say that, we got a challenge for the lead. Riley Hoots looks to the inside of Ken Peck down into turn 1. Can he bring the 88 with him? But a lot of momentum on the top side for Peck. He's going to be able to roll back around the top and get that spot back as we got a bit of trouble a little further in the back as James Nelson is into the inside wall. Didn't see exactly what caused that, but he has got some serious front wheel damage on that one. The left front wheel is not pointed in the right direction. So we'll see if we can find a replay of what happened there to James Nelson as we see if he got into it with someone. Looks like he just came up the track and into the side of the 5 Boone machine and nowhere to go, unfortunately, along for the ride. Hard contact with the inside wall there off of turn number 1. As you can see, the left front is all askew in that number 75. He will, looks like he will be able to limp it back to pit road here, and he will bring it to the attention of the pit crew. Luckily, the 2.5 mile length, this one will keep him on the lead lap, I am sure, as he will make his way down pit road to the attention of his pit crew. Only 18 laps, the total distance of stage 1, so if he does lose a lap, he should be able to get it back at the stage break, but we should also be able to keep it on the lead lap, making a quick pit stop and using his faster fare, unfortunately, early in this one on lap number 3. There you can see is the field now just coming off of turn number 3. Almost said 4, but there's only 3 of them as James Nelson still sits in his pit box, so he will lose a lap to the field here early in this one as the field completes lap number 4, and it's been Ken Peck up front, leading so far it's this afternoon. Now up in front of the 88 of Thornton, Bledsoe, Hoots, and now Dave Hara up into 5th spot. He's able to get around Kurtulek, who drops back to 6th, and Travis Rodriguez now holds on to 7th. 16 cars here tonight signed in for action with the All-American Racing League Cup Series. Handful of provisionals being requested. Brendan Mathia, Dave Lofrano, and Chad Snyder all unable to join us tonight using provisionals to keep them in the points chase. Coming into this one, Dave Lofrano was leading the regular season points, as we can take a quick look at that here as we keep an eye on this battle for the lead. But there's the points. He led by 3 points over Brendan Mathia and 5 over Alan Bledsoe. Safe to assume Alan Bledsoe will take over the regular season points lead here with Dave and Brandon both using provisionals. As I say that, we watch this 88 go to the bottom, use a bit of a draft and a power move into turn number 1 as he gets back by the 16 on the exit of turn 2. Woo, 91 way loose off of the corner, able to hold on as they work down the back straightaway. Down through turn 2, single file they go, top 5 at least, 6 maybe, as they work their way off of turn 2 and down into the short chute as they head back towards turn 3. Battle for second now, looks like the 42s looks to make a move on the inside of the 16 as they work through turns 3. 42 to the bottom, 16 to the top. That's going to open the door for possibly the 91 to come through as there'll be a drag race down the front straightaway. 82 makes a big move to the inside and block that 91. The 16 is going to use his momentum from the outside line, see if he can get advantage on the 91 down into turn number 1. Not going to happen. 91 shuts the door on corner entry. That's going to put the 16 into the fourth spot. He went first to fourth on that lap. Oh, a little bit of contact between him and the 91. That time in turn 1, the 91 gets loose, able to hold on to it. He's going to lose 2, 3, 4 spots potentially here, as all 4 of these cars could get by them as they look to go double wide turn into turn number 2. Kurtzlek on the inside of the 91. He's going to try to bring the 79 Rodriguez, last week's winner, through with him and move that car into a top 5 position for Kurtzlek as he goes back to 5th, move the 91 to 6th. The 91 will have to go back to work, making up the ground he just lost there on that bit of a contact with the 16 down in turn number 1. Up front, though, it continues to be the 88 Apex Racing machine of Eric Thornton down the front straight. It leads Bledsoe, Peck, and then we have Dave Hara and the 41 of Kurtzlek as we work lap number 8 from Pocono. Down the long pond straightaway they go. Still the 88 over the Bledsoe 42. They head towards turn number 2. We'll jump on board the 88 machine as we go through turn 2. Back to the short chute. It's right on board the Gamer Tube Elite spoiler cam heading down to the long turn number 3. Looks like we got a battle a little further back as Dave Hara fights to the inside of Ken Pack off of turn number 3. Down the front straightaway, he'll slide in behind him and catch a draft down the front straightaway, as that's going to potentially open up the door for Kurtzlek to make a move to the inside of turn 1. Not going to happen quite yet, though, as Hara will go back on the attack to the back bumper of the number 16. As Hara is able to get a good drive deep into turn number 1, he'll slide up in front of the 16 on corner exit, but he's got more trouble as the 41 looks to make that move to the inside. Not going to happen. He slides right back up behind the 16 as they head down the back straight. A big push from the 16 to the 15 down into turn number 2 they go. Able to keep it single file as they work off the exit. Kurtzlek's going to butt a little high. That's going to open the door for the Rodriguez 79 to look to his inside as they work now down through turn number 3. 2 wide for 4th and 5th and 6th and 7th this time. Through turns 3, it looks like Dave Lafano's going to make that move on Ken Pack. He's going to take that one away for him and move Pack to 5th. Hara up to 4th. But Kurtzlek still holding on to 5th with the 79 right there on his inside. Looking to make life a little difficult into corner 1 for these guys. Not able to do it as Rodriguez will get out of the gas a little early. That's going to give Riley Hoots the momentum around the outside to put in a good charge here off of turn number 2. Is he able to clear him? No, he's not. They go side by side down the back straightaway. All this side by side battling has drawn the 54 and the 01 right up to the back bumper of these two as we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars here battling in a group. As the first 2 cars have kind of pulled away. This is 2nd through 9th about. Yeah, that's 2nd through 9th there on your screen. Oh, we got trouble. Big trouble. 41 and the 91 are into the wall. And the yellow flag is out. The first caution of the afternoon comes out on lap number 10 of 96. 9 complete, working on 10. And we have ourselves a caution here from Pocono. Let's take a look at the replay. So it just looks like a little hard shove there from the back of the 91. The 91 just gets into the back bumper of the 41 and they go into the inside wall. Not too hard of a contact, it looks like, for either of those guys, but we'll take another look here at that one as the 91 gets a run on him and just gets into that left rear corner panel, putting both of those cars into the inside of the turn 3 entry there as both are able to roll away, so that's good news for both of those cars. Both will have to come down pit road to the attention of their pit crews, but for the time being they are currently running under their own power as we've completed 10 of the 96 laps scheduled distance here for the Long Pond Battle of Long Pond 240. Up front, the leader is the 42 of Alan Bledsoe. He leads the way over Eric Thornton. Dave Hara in 3rd, Ken Pack running in 4th, and then Travis Rodriguez will be your 5th place car. So work through turn 3 pit road, probably open this time. Not sure if we're going to see anybody come down to pit road quite yet with a short stage number 1. We'll see how things play out though as the field rolls off in turn number 3. So a few cars heading their way down pit road. Looks like the field is going to be led by Kyle Purcell down pit road. You got Purcell, Hubble, Kurdzielek, and Tyrone Yo all headed to the attention of their pit crews here on the far end of pit road. Everyone else stays on track. This should be a good thing for the 75 of James Nelson. He should be able to take the wave around and get himself back on the lead lap here early in this one. As you can see him accelerating out at turn number 2. He's got a long way to go to catch the back of the field, but definitely good to be back on the lead lap here at lap number 12. Again, pit road is a busy place so far. 4 cars head down pit road. There you can see the involved car of Kurdzielek trying to get some of that damage fixed up, after his contact from the 91 going down the short chute into turn number 3. Up front, though, continues to be Alan Bledsoe, as we will take a step away here for a quick second, and we will be right back on the other side here as we get set to come back green right back to you in a short while. As the field continues to circle under caution, welcome back to the Pocono Raceway in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. My name is Nathan Christensen. You're tuned in to the SimWorld Racing Network's presentation of race number 21 of the 2024 All-American Racing League Cup Series. As the field gets the sign to double up, the lights go out on the pace car, and in just 2.5 miles, we'll be back to green flag racing here as looks like race leader Alan Bledsoe in his number 42 has elected the outside on the restart, so it'll be Bledsoe and Thornton on the front row. Then you got Dave Hara, Ken Pack in row 2, Travis Rodriguez and Riley Hoots in row number 3. Kelly Thomas up to 7th after starting shotgun on the field without a qualifying time. Outside him should be the 54, Curtis Sabran, maybe to the inside. They'll make up the row regardless. Michael Boone, Larry Garnes in row 5, Tyler Nelson, Tyrone Yo, row 6. And the three other cars up pitted, Kyle Purcell, Jim Hubble, Mike Kurdzielek. It will be 13, 14, 15, and then James Nelson, the wave around, free pass, lucky dog, whatever you want to call him, back on the lead lap after being involved in an early lap number 4 incident. The field goes side by side through the tunnel turn there at the far end of the raceway. They will continue down the short chute and look to head to turn 3 before we get set to go back green, this time out of turn number 3. It'll be completing lap number 12. 13 will be on, we'll complete lap number 12. Oh my goodness. We'll have completed 13 of the 96 laps as the field works their way back out of turn number 3. We'll have 83 laps to go to the end of this one. Keep in mind, stage break tonight, lap number 18, the completion of lap 18. So just a handful of laps away from the end of stage number 1. As the field goes double up down the front straightaway, green flag is back out, and we are racing at Pocono. Alan Bledsoe will lead the way down the front straightaway. He'll get the jump over Eric Thornton down into turn number 1. Ken Peck and Dave Hara go side by side for 2nd and 3rd. Rodriguez there looking to make a move to the inside, make it 3 wide. No, he thinks better of that as Dave Hara will cut that bottom line off and he'll hold on to 4th. Top side, he is going to sneak out in front of Hara, as Hara will now drop in behind him and use that draft down the long back straightaway. Down heading towards turn number 3. They go 2 wide for the lead this time as Thornton looks to the inside of Bledsoe. This is a tricky pass. He makes his way off of turn number 2 and down the short chute. Now we have a new leader, Eric Thornton, to the top of the board as they enter turn number 3. Bledsoe now 2nd, Pack into 3rd. The Hillbilly on the bottom looking to make a move back around the 16 as they work off of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway. Leading this lap will be the 88 of Eric Thornton as he works his way past Bledsoe that time through turn number 2 and to the top of the scoring pylon. Into turn number 1 they go. Still single file. Working on lap 15 as we draw closer to the end of stage number 1. Points will be awarded 10 for the stage victory and 1 for 10th. 1 point deduction from 10th. 10 for the win, 1 point drop for the top 10 cars, with the 10th place car getting 1 point. As they look to go side by side through the time trial, not going to happen this time as Bledsoe will drop back in line and Pekka's right there on his back door. So Bledsoe's got to be careful not to get too aggressive and cost himself some time to the car behind him while trying to make a move on the car in front of him. They work through turn number 3. Off of 3, down the front straightaway they go. Eric Thornton continues to lead the way. Single foul for the entire field there. You can see down the front straightaway. This time into turn number 1. They work their way down the long straightaway. Rodriguez looks to make a move around the outside of Hera in the 15. Looks like he's going to be able to get that done as they're going to be potentially side by side through 2. Nope, they're going to sort that out and get single foul. The safest way through there potentially is single foul. But that's going to put the 54 right on the back bumper of Hera. And now Curtis looks to make a move to the inside going through turn number 3. Not going to have the run he needs, but he's going to fall in line on the corner, exit behind the 15, and see if he can get a draft to propel him up 1 more spot as he currently runs in 6th. So 2 laps to go before the end of the stage as pit road closes that time across the line. So 2 laps to go in stage number 1. The battle on, though, for the 5th and 6th spot between Dave Hara and Curtis Sabourin. Out of turn number 2, you can see there, or turn 1 back in the top of the screen. You saw Riley Hoots make some contact with the outside wall. Is able to carry on. Not too much damage. He's also involved in an earlier accident with the Kurds number 41 machine, resulting in both those guys making contact with the inside wall. 15 gets way loose there through turn number 2. That's going to open the door for Sabourin to power on by there as he moves his way up into the top 5 for the first time in this race. Put the 54 in the top 5. Off of turn number 3 down the front straightaway. It continues to be the 54 over the 15 up front. It's Eric Thornton continuing to lead the way by about about half a second over the Bledsoe 42. Work their way down through turn 1. Next time around, we'll see the completion of stage number 1. So points are on the line. This time as Rodriguez able to make a move on Peck, he moves himself into 3rd, and the 16 move him back to 4th. Work down the front, so the back straightaway into turn number 2 again. Rodriguez may not be done as he looks to make a move on the 42, but he's got to be careful though as the 54 to 16 is right there on his back bumper as they go into turn number 3. Both of them using a pretty similar line, nose to tail through turn number 3, off of 3 down to the completion of stage number 1. Stage winner goes to Eric Thornton, Aaron Bledsoe, Travis Rodriguez, Ken Peck. 4th, that'll be Curtis Sabourin holding on to 5th, and Dave Hillbilly in 6th. Kelly Thomas from starting last on the field will score some points there with a 7th place. Boone up to 8th. James Nelson a good rebound after his early race scuffle. They'll get him in 9th and scoring the final stage points of the stage number 1, Michael Kurdzielek in his number 41. So the field will take the caution and will scoot back around to catch the pace car this time as they work their way back around to the pace car, and pit road won't open up this time, but next time by we should see pit road open up, and most of these guys I would imagine would head down pit road for a full tank of fuel and some fresh Goodyear tires for the start of stage number 2. As the field catches the pace truck off the exit of turn number 2. As we are working lap number 20 here. as the field will continue under caution, this time opening up pit road off of turn 3, and the field will head down as when they get there. Looks like Tyler Nelson had a bit of an issue late in that stage. We'll see if we can catch a replay of what happened. So it just gets a little loose off of turn 3. Hard contact with the outside wall there on lap number 18. Pieces flopping and flying everywhere. Tyrone Yo driving right through the bumper. But he was able to continue. Looks like he has a meatball flag, so he will have to bring it down and either use a fast repair or let the crew hammer out the damage. So he is currently in last place on the speedway, trying to nurse that thing back around to pit road to the attention of his pit crew. So tough start tonight for both the Nelsons. James Nelson earlier in the event got into the inside wall after some contact with the 5, and here the 85 of Tyler Nelson finds himself in a bit of an issue with contact on the outside wall of turn number 3 as the field heads down pit road. As they will, like I mentioned, should see everyone come down pit road. Full tank of Sunoco E85 ethanol and 4 fresh Goodyear tires should be the call for the pit crews as they all work their way down to the far end of pit road and to the attention of their crews. So first car off pit road was James Nelson, but I'm not sure he actually made a pit stop. I'm not sure if he missed his box or if it was just a little bit of strategy. Either way, James Nelson, the first car off of pit road, but I don't think he got any work done. And if he did, it might have been fuel only. Looks like Kyle Purcell off in second. He had a short 6-second pit stop, so looks like potentially fuel only for him as well. So a couple drivers either took fuel only or missed their pit box for one of them. Not exactly sure on the Nelson situation, but we'll see if he has to come back down pit road here. Either way, the field all back underway. Only car left on pit road is the Hoots 91. Obviously, probably sustained some damage earlier in this one after contact with the Kurdzielek 41. Resulted in the first caution of this race, and then both getting into the inside wall. And then, obviously, a little later in the stage, we saw the 91 get loose off of turn 9 and make contact with that outside wall. But back underway, he'll catch up to the field, but 3/4 of a lap behind, so he's got a little bit of work to do to get caught up. But James Nelson, will he come back down pit road after missing his pit stall? Looks like he will. So the 75 on Nelson headed back down to the attention of his pit crew. So I'm pretty sure he missed his pit stall the first time through. So that's going to turn the lead over to Kyle Purcell, who pitted on the first caution. I'm assuming he took his tires then and just came in for a splash of fuel on this one. So Kyle Purcell looks like he will choose the outside lane for this restart. Eric Thornton in the 88 will go from position 2 on the inside. Row 2 will be Alan Bledsoe and Ken Peck. Row 3 should be Rodriguez and Dave Hara. Row 4 looks to be shaping up as Kelly Thomas and Curtis Sabran. Row 5 will be Jim Hubble and the 41 Kurdzielek machine. Mike Boone and Larry Garnes should go from row... Oh, no, Mike Boone and... Larry Garnes go from row number 6. Tyrone Yo, Tyler Nelson there in row number 7. James Nelson, after making his second pit stop of the caution, will come back out and join the rear of the field in 15th. And then got Riley Hoots still trying to catch the field here in this one as they work their way down the short straight. Up front, though, the control car, Kyle Purcell in his 01 machine outside the 88. So he got a Chevrolet and a Toyota on the front row, then 2 Camaros in row number 2, then you got a Camaro and a Toyota in row 3. And there's your first Ford, the 28, full row of Fords there in row number 4. So Kyle Purcell, the control car, he will bring them into the Geico restart zone as the green flag is in the air, and we are back racing here from Pocono. Field stumbles and bumbles down to turn number 1. They come into your screen there as Kyle Purcell edges ahead. As they work through turn 1, out the backside, down the the long pond straightaway. Still Kyle Purcell on the outside leading the way. As he will lead the way down now the back straightaway, as that's the gap there, first to second, working through turn number 2. Bledsoe up into third as he's looking to fend off the Rodriguez 79 and the Ken Pack 16 simultaneously as they work off of turn number 2, give the spot to Rodriguez. But Hera makes a move to his outside, going down into turn number 3. Turn 3 back onto the front straightaway, side by side, off of turn number 4 for the 15 and the 79 down across the line. Give the advantage to the 15 as they drag race down into turn number 1. Big push of air there from the 54 on the back bumper of the 15 as they work their way down into turn 1 as Hera has now cleared Rodriguez, who goes to battle now with the 54 of Curtis Sabran off of turn number 2. Looks like the top line is the quick line as he's going to lose a few more spots now as Rodriguez headed the wrong way as the outside looks to make a move. Back up front though, Kyle Purcell is coming under attack from the 88. Oh, the 88 up into the wall, that time off of turn 2. The 01 gets a bit of a speed wobble. He's going to close the door as the 42 tries to make a move as they go into turn number 3. Out of turn 3 continues to be Kyle Purcell, but Bledsoe right there on his back bumper. They get single file very carefully. Off of turn 3, they head down the front straightaway. Looks like some issues for Travis as he is missing a front bumper on that number 79. But as I say, that attention focus is back up front as Bledsoe makes a move to the inside through turn number 1. Uses that bottom, drives it in a little deeper than the 01. Going to get loose off of the corner, and that's not going to work to his advantage as now the 01 and the 88 will drive back around the outside. As they head down the short chute, or the long straightaway, back into turn number 3. Bledsoe goes from first to third, as now Kyle Purcell back to the front, and Thornton with him in second. Out of turn number 2, side by side for second as they head to turn 3. It's Bledsoe on the inside, Thornton on the outside. This time Bledsoe gets a good move drive into that corner as he will try to fend off the attack from the 88. Oh, almost gets sideways up into the wall. Is able to hold on to that, but they go side by side down the front straightaway. Thornton and Bledsoe still going at it as they enter turn number 1 on the back bumper of the 01. Peck and 15 of Dave Heron now side by side right behind him as the battle is on for 4th and 5th. This time off of turn number 2. Give that advantage to the 16 as the 15 will slide back in line. And right in front of them, Bledsoe is still leading the 16 in third. Up front, though, continues to be Kyle Purcell. 88 of Eric Thornton. 1 and 2 this time off of turn number 2. Thornton gets in trouble there off of turn 2. He's going to lose a handful of spots. He's going the wrong way in this one. You can see about 3 cars so far gotten by him. Now Bledsoe will go to work on the back of the 01, move him to second, Peck to third, Hare up to fourth, and Eric Thornton back to fifth. Bledsoe goes to the low extreme inside there as he looks to make that move work back on the 01 down the front straightaway. It's going to be Bledsoe to the inside through 1 and 2. He's got his car out in front of the 01. See if the 01 can battle back on corner exit, but it looks like it's going to be Bledsoe this time out of turn number 1. He's going to stick it and lead the field down to turn number 2. These guys continue to go at it a little up front, a little further back. We got Riley Hoots in the 91, passing the 75 to the inside, and gets back in line as they enter turn number 2. James Nelson looks to fight back off of 2 down the short chute towards turn 3. Up front, though, Alan Bledsoe now continues to lead the leader, as now Kyle Purcell is in trouble as he is caught on the extreme outside. It looks like the 88 of Thornton was able to get by the 15 of Hera up in the 4th, and now he's going after the number 01. A lot of lane shifting going on down the front straightaway. The 16 and the 01 cat and mouse game down the front straightaways. That's going to let the 42 open up a bit of a gap. Not too much, but he does have a gap on them now as they work back through turn number 1. Looking lap number 28 and 96, they head down the long pond straightaway. It's Bledsoe, Pack, Purcell, Hera, and Thornton, your top 5. Don't count out the 54 Motocraft car of Curtis Sabran, though. He sits there in 6th spot, ready to capitalize on any opportunities presented him. Out of turn number 2, they go down the short chute into turn number 3. Still the same top 6 as we take a ride, as we will jump on board the roof cam of the number 88. Watch the battle between Purcell and Hera right there in front of him. It's going to open the door for a 3-wide battle down the front straightaway. 3 wide maybe on the entry of turn 1. Let's see who goes where. If anyone backs out early. Looks like Thornton's going to get out of the gas a little early and let those guys roll around the top. Move Hera up to 3rd. Purcell back to 4th. But under attack from the 88 and the 54 on the entry of turn number 2. Now a strong run from the 54 Motocraft. Quick lane 4 gets himself around the 88 as they head down to turn number 2. Move Curtis up into the top 5 for the first time. Or sorry, for the back up into the top 5 here as they work lap number 29. Down the short chute into turn number 3. Can Eric make a move back around the 54? Not going to happen in turn number 3. It should set him up well for an exit of turn 3 and down the front straight. They're going to go 2 by 2, side by side. No, they're not. They're going to jump in line behind each other as the top 3 snake and weave to the inside and now come back up across the nose of the 01 as the 15 as they head down to turn number 1. Alan Bledsoe continues to lead the way here over the 16, the 15, the 01, and the 54. Down out of turn number 1. The 16 makes a little bit of contact there with that outside wall, but didn't slow him down too much. Excuse me, sorry about that. Worked their way off of turn number 2. Cerberin gets way loose there off of turn 2. That's going to open the door for the 88 of Eric Thornton to go back around the outside. Can he make the move? Work through turn number 3. Give the advantage to the 88, but the 54 not going away quite yet. They work off of turn 4 now as the battle is on for 3rd spot. Dave Hare to the outside. Kyle Purcell to the inside this time. Down the front straightaway. They head down into turn number 1. Purcell on the bottom. Hera on the top. Going to do a bit of a crossover move. Out of turn number 2 is Hera as he looks now to the bottom down the Long Pond, Pennsylvania, Long Pond straightaway in towards the tunnel turn. It's going to be the 15 on the bottom, 01 on the top. Through turn number 2. Advantage still. Pretty dead heat there off of turn 2, but now looks like the 01 is going to use the high side and get a great run out of turn 2. Down the short chute, headed towards turn 3. Don't look in your rear view now, boys. The 88 and the 54 right there on you. That battling side by side is let the top 2 cars drive away to a bit of a gap, but let the 4, 5, and 6 cars draw right in on their back bumper. Lots of weaving, trying to break the draft down the front straightaway. No luck, as now the 15 will go back to the bottom here in turn number 1 and 2. Not able to get a run on the 01 of Purcell. Will hold on and settle for a 4th place off of turn number 4. 8 cars, a bit of a breakaway here, up front in this one as we work lap number 32 of 96. Some great action here in this one. No one really able to pull away from each other. A bit of a group here, still developing. Here as they work through turn number 3. Side by side is the 54 and the 88. Again, 54 does a great job keeping it off the side of the 88 as they work off of 4. Down the front straightaway, Riley Hoots there, the last car. Then number 91 joins the back of this group as 9th. He's looking to make a move around the outside of the 54 down the front straightaway, but momentum has that line stalled as the 54 will look to drive to the bottom and get back in position here through turns number 1. Not able to do it, gets a little loose through the middle of the corner, almost gets up into the 91 who makes contact with the wall, just nowhere to go for those two on corner exit. It's going to be Purcell third, Hara fifth. Sorry, Hara fourth, Thornton fifth, Kurgelek up to sixth, seventh, and eighth is Sabaran and Hoots. Off of turn number 2 they go. Thornton way loose again that time off of turn number 2. Is that going to open the door for the 41? Down into turn 3. Not able to make it work quite yet, but he's going to the extreme high side. Oh, is he going to keep it off the wall? He does. Definitely missed his entry mark there, but going to use a lot of speed and momentum to power his way around the outside there. Let's see if he can get him at the line. 41, move him up into 5th as he will drop in front of the 88 that time down the front straightaway. Definitely a different look to that turn 3 route he took there that time, as Hara will go back to work on the back bumper of the 0-1 this time out of turn number 2. Sorry, that is turn number 1. Down to turn number 2, the tunnel turn, the fastest turn on the racetrack. As you can see, a bunch of different lines being used as Kurgelek tries to make a move on the inside of the 50. Not going to be able to get it done. Gets the 15 a little loose, and we got a car around the 54. Pointed in the wrong direction here in this one, and no yellow yet, so able to continue. He is no caution for that one, so we avoid a caution here in that one as the 54 did a little dipsy-doo dunkaroo. We'll see if we can see what happened in that one. He's going to head down pit lane though, as he has the meatball flag, so take a look here. Oh, the 91 just way too much. Came up way too high on corner exit and then got into the side of the 54. So we take a look here. See Riley Hoots just drift up into the rear corner panel of that number 54 spin. And notice he makes hard contact with the right hand side of his car on the inside wall, and he will have to bring it to the attention of his pit crew. But up front continues to be Alan Bledsoe, leads by about 0.2 of a second, but we have a switch in second spot as Dave Hara is able to get around up into 3rd, and it looks like a handful of cars now have gotten around Kyle Purcell on that lap. So Purcell back, went from 5th, sorry, he was in 3rd, he's now back to 5th and under attack for 6th. As there you saw the Sabaran 54 join the field back 1 lap down to the field there as he came off of pit road. Looks like he was able to get the fast repair done and take a full tank of fuel and tires. Maybe that'll get him to the end of the stage. But now the battle on for 3rd here as the 41 goes after the 15 through turn number 2. 15 gets a little loose as the sun breaks through the clouds, and we have it's shining bright over Pocono here this afternoon as they work down to turn number 3. So Purcell was able to hold off the attack from the 88 there, back for the 6th and 7th position. 5th and 6th position, sorry, as the 15 and the 41 run 3rd and 4th down the front straightaway. Up front, though, continues to be Alan Bledsoe in the American Tire Distributor. Number 42 leads the way by about half a second back to Ken Pack there in the 16, and then about 2.5 seconds back there to the Hara 15. The gap right there off of turn number 1 as they head down the long straightaway, back straightaway, down into turn number 2. Ken Pack right there, though, following his tire tracks as we continue to keep an eye a little further back on Hara, Kurgelek, Thornton, and Purcell. So Thornton now able to get by Purcell, put him up into 5th, move the 01 back to 6th spot this time off of turn number 3, down across the line, 37 laps, or 36 laps. So I was right, 37 laps complete as we work lap number 38. Up front, though, continues to be the 42 of Alan Bledsoe leading the way through turn 1 down this long straightaway. Kempak still right there, closes that gap to about 0.2 of a second. Take a look a little further back. So battle right here is 4th and 5th between Thornton and Kurgelek. 6th on the outside looking in is the 01 there. We'll go back to 7th spot as we see Larry Garn driving that number 20 Camaro running in a solid 7th position. Right now running in 8th, the 51, the Donuts car. That is Jim Hubble, and he is holding on to a solid 8th place position. As pit road is getting busy, it looks like 3 cars are headed down pit road as I was just going to run through the field, but we'll hold off on that as we can see Michael Boone there driving the number 5 thermal machine. He is in number 8, but we have some cars on pit road. Looks like the Thornton 88, the Nelson 75, and the Kelly Thomas 28 all on pit road at this time. So we'll keep that in mind, but we'll go back up front as Alan Bledsoe continues to lead over Ken Peck. But as I say, that Bledsoe, he will make the left-hand turn off of the front straightaway, down onto pit road, get that car way slowed down, and bring it to the attention of his pit crew. That's going to turn the lead over to the 16 machine of Ken Peck as he works down the long front straightaway, down into turn number 1. He looks around the outside of the Kelly Thomas 28, who's already completed his pit stop here for stage number 2. Down the back straightaway he goes. Peck will slide up in front of the 28. Second place is still Dave Hara. Now third, Mike Kordzelak. Fourth is the 01 of Kyle Purcell. All 4 of those cars still yet to pit here in stage number 2. Down through turn number 2, the tunnel turn. 3 distinct lines, as you can see that time through the corner, is going to still be Hara, Kordzelak, Purcell, Garnes up to 5th, Hubble in 6th, Boone in 7th, Tyrone Yo 8th, and Alan Bledsoe, after making his pit stop, will join in 9th. So 3 more cars headed down pit road. That's the 16, the 15, and the 41 who gets into the back of the 15 on pit road entry. So that is going to hopefully not cause the 15 to speed, but here they come down into your screen and down to the attention of their pit crew. See Michael Boone there in the back of the shot, the number 5, also on pit road. So that's going to put the lead in the hands again of Kyle Purcell, who led at the beginning of stage number 2. He is currently the leader again in his number 01 as he works his way down the back straightaway through turn number 2. Larry Garnes and Jim Hubble now riding in 2nd and 3rd still have not pit so far in this one. Those are the only 3 cars. Oh, and Tyrone Yo, is in 4th. 4 cars yet to pit here in stage number 2 as they work their way back around. Kyle Purcell does, that is, off of turn number 3, back down across the line to complete lap number 41. Definitely some damage on the right front of that machine as he heads down into your living room there as he works through turns 1 and off of turn 1. Gets a little bit loose there, continues to lead the way though as Larry Garnes will now just see his way off of turn number 2 following in the tire track. So the 54 of Curtis Samran, who had a bit of an incident, and him and the 91. The 91 got into his left rear, spitting him out into the wall, forcing him to come down earlier than he probably wanted, but also to use a fast repair. So Curtis Sabran currently runs 1 lap down on the field at this point in his number 54. As back up front though, Kyle Purcell continues to lead the way as he will bypass pit road again. So will Garnes and Hubble there a little further back in your screen. And then we'll see if Tyrone Yo makes his pit stop as he is only exiting turn number 2. So he is a long way back from the leader at this point. Just holding on here, pacing himself here in that Gettysburg machine, the Harley-Davidson machine there of Tyrone Yo as he works down the front straightaway as he is not going to head down pit road quite yet and will continue to run here in stage number 2 as we are working lap 43. Remember, the completion of the stage will be at lap 58. So 58 will be a break for the stage. Up front though, Purcell continues to lead the way and over the 20 of Larry Garnes, there's the gap back. As I say that, Jim Hubble makes the left-hand turn off of pit road, headed to the attention, off of the track onto pit road, headed to the attention of his pit crew. So that'll leave 3 cars yet to pit. Kyle Purcell, Larry Garnes, and Tyrone Yo, the three cars who have not been to pit road since lap 20. Looks like Tyrone Yo headed down pit road that time, so now only two cars to pit. The first and second place cars on the speedway. We'll see if that changes this time. It sure does. As the 01 of Kyle Purcell, he makes the left-hand turn off of the track down onto pit road. Will Larry Garnes follow him? Larry will not. He will look to lead a lap here at Pocono as Larry Garnes, new race leader on lap number 45. So once the pit cycles have been completed, it looks like Alan Bledsoe will inherit the lead as he currently runs in the third position, which will then be the second position once he passes Kyle here on the main straightaway. Ken Peck will be, not big contact, but contact with the outside wall for the 15 as these guys will all roll around and hopefully beat the 0-1 off of pit road here as Kyle Purcell joins the party as he will slot himself back out into third. So didn't lose any ground as he will be the second place running car after this series of pit stops once Larry heads to pit road. And as I say that, there you see the 20 of Larry Garnes headed down pit road to the attention of his pit crew. So that'll complete the pit cycle for the second stage, leading Alan Bledsoe as the leader this time through turn number 3. Still currently shows in second until he gets by, of course, Larry Garnes, who's just come to the attention of his pit crew on pit road. There we go. So there is your lead group there working their way off of turn number 4. You got Bledsoe, Purcell, Pack, Thornton, Hara, and Kurdzielek. That is your top 6. I would look for Purcell to be able to run down. Well, maybe he looks like Kyle only took fuel on that stop. Maybe right sides and fuel only. So that is what kept him in second. He is under attack big time from the 16 of Ken Pack as they head down towards turn 2. Pack make a move this time through turn. Thinks better of it. Drops back in line on the exit. Kyle gets way loose on those old tires as he is going to just cut back across in front of Peck. He's going to lose a bit of time, but not able to get by him was Peck this time. Through 3 though, got a great run to the inside this time off of turn number 3. It was Peck and Purcell look to go door to door down the front straightaway, but here comes a big run on the 88 and he gives a nice shove to the back of the 0-1 as they head down to turn 1. Ken Peck on the bottom, Purcell, Thornton, Hara all working that outside line down into turn 1. Like they're going to go 3 wide off the corner. Not enough room. This is not going to work for anybody, as those 3 cars are up into the wall and we are going to have a caution flag. Caution is out at lap number 47 as 3 wide on the exit of turn 1 is not going to be the right thing for any of those guys, as that is going to cause 3 fast cars to have to head to pit road to get their cars looked at. So let's take a look here at what happened off of turn number 2, or turn number 1. So just 3 cars racing in a spot where there should probably only be 2. And we'll take another look at the replay this time. So here they come. We'll take one more look at the replay of that one as they come again off of turn number 2. Maybe the Thornton 88 thought Kyle would be a little bit higher because there was still some room in that upper groove, but not the case as they got together. All 3 of them losing front bumpers, all able to continue, but draws a caution on lap number 47. So that was the second, third, and fourth place runners all involved in that one, resulting in Missing bumpers on all of them, I think. None on the 16, no bumper on the 1. Ooh, the 88 was able to keep his bumper, so that's good. But the duct tape will get that fixed up. But up front, Alan Bledsoe leads the way here in his 42, and then the big winner coming out of that wreck was the 15. He went +3 on that exchange as Bledsoe fakes to pit road. Just kidding, not going to pit road. But it looks like obviously the 16 and the 01 will head down pit road. We'll keep an eye on the 88, see if he heads down pit road. Sure does. Along with the 51 Donuts Machine and the 54 Quick Lane Motocraft 54. He led down pit road. Also, so a handful of cars on pit road. Pack, Purcell, Boone, Hubble, Thornton, Sabran, all on pit road to the attention of their pit crews. Some more so than others, I would imagine. As there you see, the 88 gets the fast repair as the front bumper shows back up. He's going to take some tires while he's down here also, as Kempek is off and away. Here comes Boone in the 5. He'll make it back out on the track. There goes Eric Thornton, as Kyle Purcell will sit on pit road and let the crew do a little bit of work, get that thing fixed back up, I would assume. Get that front bumper zip tied, duct taped back on there before he will join the back of the field. But up front, it's going to be the Bledsoe 42, the 15 of Dave Hare, the 41 of Kerjelek Rodriguez, Travis Rodriguez, last week's winner, now back up into 4th. And Riley Hoots up into 5th here as we work on lap number 49 of the 96 scheduled laps. So we are just at the halfway point of this one as we are 48 complete, 48 to go, as we should see the white flag next time out of turn number 4 for these guys, and we should be back to racing in about a lap and a bit. We'll be right back in 1 second here, and we will catch up, and we will get ready for the restart here in momentarily. Field works its way back off of turn 3 down into the Geico restart zone. Control car will be the 42 of Bledsoe on the outside. Pace car will drop to the infield. We'll have completed lap number 50. Green flag is back out, and we are back racing from Pocono. Field races down into turn 1. Bledsoe continues to get the... He got the jump on the restart, looking to bring Rodriguez through on the outside around the 15 of Hera. Side by side off at turn number 2 goes the 15 of 79, the 75 and the 41. Ride side by side, a little further back. Everyone, Rodriguez able to make that move as Hera drops in, single foul behind the 79. Through turn 2, everyone pushes up. Rodriguez hard into the outside wall. Everyone jukes and drives to the inside. No one gets into anyone. Everyone's able to continue, but that is probably going to cause a bit of a steering issue for the old 79 machine, as he is going to drop back to third spot here behind Hera as they go side by side. Down the front straightaway, as I say that, Rodriguez edges ahead at the end of the straightaway, down into turn number 1. 2 by 2, 3 rows deep into turn 1. Hera is going to take the lead, or take the advantage and take second spot away from Rodriguez through turn 9. As Rodriguez gets almost up into the wall that time again off of turn number 1, but he's going to settle in behind the 15 down the long back straightaway. Work towards turn number 2. Bledsoe leads the way over Hera. Rodriguez is falling back to 5th now as Nelson and Kurjalak make their way past the 79. Off of turn number 2, the 79 battles back strong on the outside of the 41 down the short straightaway into turn number 3. Bledsoe, Hera, Nelson lead the way. Kurjalak makes that pass, completes it, and slides up in front of the 79 on the exit of turn number 3. But he's going to kind of cut it back down to the bottom, maybe put a block on the Pack 16. And they're going to go side by side down the front straightaway. Peck looking to make it 3 wide. Thinks better of that. Drops back in line behind the Kurjalak 41. As Kelly Thomas pushing hard on the back of the 79. Down to turn 1. 2 by 2 they go. 41 on the inside. 79 on the outside on corner exit. Then you got the 16, the 28, and the 88 all battling there for the next spot behind him. 15 though, getting a good push from the 75s. They work their way through turn number 2 now. Dave Hara holding on to second as we work on lap number 53 and 96. That Kurjalak gets into the outside wall that time. Everyone able to avoid him. Travis goes way low to keep out of that, and they go 3 wide through turn number 3. They want to probably be in that middle groove on the exit as guys tend to drift up and pinch down, but Kelly Thomas able to sneak in behind the 41 down the front straightaway, move him into 5th spot now as they head down into turn number 1. Rodriguez losing a handful of spots that time as now he's back all the way to 8th after running 4th on that previous lap. Leading this group though out of turn number 2, it's going to be Michael Kurjalak in the 41 over Kelly Thomas, Eric Thornton, Ken Pack. We got Riley Hoots, Curtis Sabran back on the lead lap after taking the lucky dog wave around last caution. Gets him back in a position to compete for the victory here later in this one. Still Kurjalak in 3rd. Thomas 4th. Hoots looks to make a move to the inside in turn number 3 of the 16 at Ken Pack. They go side by side to the middle of the corner. Can they come off side by side for a drag race down the front straightaway? Not able to make it work that time for the 91, but we got to move on the 18 and the 28 down the inside. He goes the 88 into turn number 1. Can he make the pass and complete the move in turn 1? He's going to bring the 16 with them as both those guys get by Kelly Thomas and slip up in front of him on the exit of turn number 2. And they are going to run single file down the back straightaway. As Nelson has dropped off the back bumper of the 15 a little bit, he is being chased down by the 41. We'll take a ride on board the 41. Michael Kurjalak machine as we drive on. We ride with the QFRL roof cam. Don't forget, QFRL Racing League, the Quick Finishers Racing League, every Friday night here live on the SimWorld Racing Network. Dave Hara and Dave Lerfano bring you their broadcast. Usually goes green flag about 9 p.m. Eastern every Friday night. So make sure you tune in here. Another great broadcast brought to you by us at the SimWorld Racing Network as they head down to turn number 1. Continues to be Kurjalak chasing down the 75. Gets a good run on entry. Is that going to hurt his exit? No, he's going to keep the momentum up and get right back on the back door. That's 75. Again, a big push down the back straightaway. From the 41 is the 75 this time into turn number 2. Kurjalak will back off a little, let everyone get set, and a good run through turn 3. That's going to open the door big for James Nelson. He's able to pull away a little bit over Kurjalak, and what that's going to do is going to bring all those cars behind these two a little closer to the back bumper. Here you can see the battle between Thornton and Pack redeveloping. After that incident on lap number 47, which got him, which featured the 88, the 16, and the 01 all getting into each other together off of turn number 2. Or sorry, turn number 1. There's only 3 turns, and I keep screwing it up. You think by lap 57 I'd have it under control. With that in mind, as we work lap number 57, pit road should have been closed that time, so that means 2 laps to go in the stage as we battle towards the end of stage number 2 and the awarding of the 10 stage points for the win and 1 playoff point. That is for the stage winner, 9, 8, 7, so on and so forth, back to 10th. So currently, right now, Alan Bledsoe leads the way. Here in stage number 2, Dave Hara, James Nelson up to 3rd spot, Kurgelek, Thornton, Pack, Thomas, Hoots, Selbrand fought back up into a top 10 position, and Larry Garnes are the cars in position to score the points at the end of the stage. This time down across the line, we'll start lap 58. Look for the white and green checkered flag next time out of turn number 4, which will signify the completion of stage 2. Battle on for 3rd, this time down the front straightaway as Eric Thornton looks to the inside. He's going to try to bring Ken Pack with him or inside the 41 off of turn number 2. Thornton able to clear, but Pack not so lucky. Side by side with the Kurgelek 41 down the long back straightaway. They almost make a little contact. Nothing too serious as the 16 will drop back in line. Now the 88, though, giving a big push to the 75 down into turn number 2. See if he can get one more spot here on the last lap of stage number 2. Ken Peck gets a good run through 2. Makes a move to the inside of the 41. Not able to pull even quite yet, but he's got his nose on the inside this time as they head through turn number 3. This could be the difference between a stage point plus or minus 1 stage point. Nope, Kurgelek, he's going to hold that spot off of turn 4 as they come across the line for the completion of stage number 2. So the stage win and 10 season points and 1 playoff point goes to the number 42 of Alan Bledsoe, picking up stage number 2 win. Big 9 points to the point tally of the number 15 of Dave Hara. James Nelson will pick up 8. Eric Thornton finishes in 4th, and he will pick up 10, 9, 8, 7 points. Kurgelek will get 6th. Ken Pack finishing 6th will get 5. Kelly Thomas gangs home 4. Sabaran gets 3. Riley Hoots 2, and Larry Garnes will be the 10th place finisher in the stage, bringing home 1 stage point here. But as the field rolls their way back around out of turn number 3 and down to the start-finish line, they are looking to catch the pace truck, as we are at the end of stage number 2, and we have completed 59 of the scheduled 96 laps tonight, as the field will catch that pace truck on the exit of turn number 1, this time looking to head all of them head down pit road here, as we are almost back around to pit road, and they will again get a full set of Goodyear tires, a full tank of fuel, and we will get the field restacked, re-racked for the final run to the finish of this one. And like I said, only 37 laps to go. Should be about 35 laps to go when the field comes back to green flag for the start of the 3rd and final stage and the run to the checkered flag here from Long Pond, Pennsylvania, the Battle of Long Pond 240. You're watching the SimWorld Racing Network. My name is Nathan Christensen. So glad you could have us on tonight, and glad you could tune in. We'll be right back here to recap pit stops and set the lineup for the restart after this. As the field doubles up behind the iRacing pace truck as they head down to turn number 1. Looks like Alan Bledsoe able to win the race off of pit road. He will be the control car here for the restart. Inside that front row will be the 88 of Eric Thornton, right back up in the thick of this after his lap 47 incident. Excuse me. Michael Kurgelek and Ken Pack will make up row number 2. Looks like Dave Hara and Kelly Thomas will go from row number 3. And then it looks like we have James Nelson and Riley Hoots in row 4. Curtis Sabaram and the 20 of Larry Gons in row 5. Tyrone Yo and the 5 of Michael Boone will be row number 6. Kyle Purcell, Travis Rodriguez will make up row number 7. Tyler Nelson, 11 laps down, unfortunately, with some issues. And then Jim Hubble unable to finish this one earlier. Just taking a look here at the pit stop strategy and the stint length so far in this one. Looks like 23 laps is the furthest anyone's gone. Riley Hoots there went 23 laps. 25 for Larry Garns. So definitely we're going to see at least one more pit stop before the end of this one, as the field and the leader, Alan Bledsoe, rolls through turn number 3 on the outside. He will be the restart control car. As they head towards the Geico restart zone, you will see the number 42 needs to be the first car to fire. Once they reach that Geico restart zone, we're going to jump up here to starter cam as we will watch the pace truck make a hard left-hand turn. Woo, wheelie down, slipping and sliding down in their eco zone. Green flag is back out. We are back underway here from Pocono. Worked their way down to turn number 1. Strong restart for the 42. That's going to put him into first as the 88 and 16 go side by side through turns 1. Give the advantage to the 88 on the bottom on corner exit. He's going to slide up in front of the 16. Shut that door as they go single file down the back straightaway for side by side battles for 5th between the 15 and the 28. Kelly Thomas and Dave Hara head down into turn 2. Still 2 by 2. Hopefully they are able to keep it that way on the exit. Out of turn number 2, everyone's still clean and green as they head down the short chute. Hara got the advantage that time through the turn number 2, and that's going to put the 75 and the 28 into battle, as that 75 has to get on the brakes, so he's going to run over the 28, able to avoid that contact. But the contact not avoided was the 15 into the outside wall that time off of turn number 3. Down the front straightaway. Is that going to slow him down enough to pull anybody through him on the inside as Kelly Thomas will back at him through the bottom of turn number 1. You got Kelly Thomas on the inside, Hara on the outside, 2 by 2 on the exit of turn number 1. Still 2 by 2 as they get themselves sorted out down the long back straightaway. Still Alan Bledsoe over Eric Thornton. Ken Pack, Michael Kurgelek, and then Dave Harris. Battle for 6 now as Thomas under attack from the 91 of Riley Hoots this time off of turn 2. Hoots up into the outside wall again. That's going to force Thomas to make a move to the inside. He's going to get out of the gas and try to squeeze back up in front of the 01 of Purcell. Purcell in the 01, 75-54. 3 wide off of turn number 3. This didn't work out last time for the 01. This time it's going to work, though, as they get back to double file down the front straightaway. Riley Hoots changing lanes. Wants the inside, wants the outside, wants the inside. Back to the outside as they enter turn number 1. Thomas crowds the 75 up as they go through turn number 1. Still 2 wide, 2 cars deep this time off of 275. May glance the wall a little bit, but nothing to slow them down as they still battle it out here in the back half of the top 10. Thomas and Sabran, Kyle Purcell, Riley Hoots, all right here as they work through turn number 2. Lots of different lines as you can see through turn 2. Kyle Purcell gets way loose on the exit of that. He's going to lose a spot to Sabran, but he's going to drive right back up in front of the 79 and close that door and hold on to that spot. It's going to let these guys pull away from the 01 a little bit as the 28 and the 75 still going at it off of turn number 3. Side-by-side drag race across the line. Give it to Thomas that time as 75 will drop back in line behind him. Down into turn number 1. It's Thomas leading the way. Now Sabran gets to the inside of the 75 of Nelson. Put him up 1 spot into 8th. Move Nelson back to 9th. But as I say that, they make the crossover move down into turn 2. James Nelson says, hey, I'm not going away quite yet, and I got a fast car to boot. As he looks to the inside through turns number 2. Going to get a great run on the bottom there is the 75, but the 54 holding strong on the outside. Who will have the advantage into turn number 3? They are neck and neck, door to door as they head down to turn 3. Through turn 3 they go, still side by side. The advantage to the 54 as the 75 got a little loose. That's going to open the door to bring the 01 and possibly the 79 both through that, as that moves Nelson now back out of the top 5 to out of the top 10 to 11th. Up front though, it still continues to be Alan Bledsoe leading the way over Eric Thornton, Ken Pack, Michael Kurgelek, and Dave Hillbilly Hara, your top 5. Work our way down through the long pond straightaway down into turn number 2. Single file for most of the field as they work their way through 2. Field races its way down into turn 3. Still single file battle for 4th on the track as Hillbilly looks to the inside of Kurgelek off of turn number 3. Side by side down the front straightaway they go. Advantage to Kurgelek as Harris slips back up in the slipstream as they head towards turn number 1. Back down into turn 1. Hillbilly makes another strong move to the bottom. Kurgelek on the outside, side by side through the center of the corner, but give the advantage to the 41, carrying that momentum on the outside back into that 4th spot. Again, Hillbilly going to work. 15 to the inside, 41 using that high, wide, and handsome lane through turn 3. Carries a lot of momentum. Gets a little loose, though, through the middle of the corner. That's going to give the advantage to the 15. They drag race down to the line, but the 41 holds a spot at the line as they side by side down into turn number 1. Right to the bottom goes Hillbilly. A little higher is the 41. That's going to open the door for the 15 to make the move. But don't count out the 41. Gets a great run off of the corner. He's going to slide into that slipstream of the 15 down the back straightaway. Hare and Kurgelek continue to battle. For turn number 2, now down to turn number 3. There's the field cycling out of turn 2 as the first side-by-side battle is a 79 and 75. Nelson and Rodriguez as we come down to complete lap number 69 as we are under 30 laps to go, 27 laps to go this time as they cross the start-finish line. There's second place runner Eric Thornton as Bledsoe drifts back up into the picture as they head down into turn number 1. Back down into turn number 3. The field goes. Continues to be Bledsoe, Thornton, Pack, Hare, Kurgelek lead the way. .26 to go for the leader. That time across the line. Still one pit stop for these guys all to make. Big decisions though. Will they need tires? Will they need fuel? Will they take fuel only? 2 tires, 4 tires, lots of strategy still left in this one as we've seen some different strategy play out differently so far in this race this afternoon. Everyone getting pretty tight off of turn number 1 that time. A couple cars almost up into the wall, but the 42, no bubbles, no troubles as he's out front, continuing to lead the way. Down the front straightaway he goes, 25 to go this time across the line. No real battles developing, maybe a little further back we got some side-by-side racing As Kelly Thomas looks to the inside groove. Definitely got some damage on that car as he's been up into the fence, as that right front tire is not going where he wants to go, and he is dropping off the pace quick of this one. There you go. Definitely pretty towed out. Let's see if we can see what happened to the 28. Take a look here at the replay. Oh, just gets loose off the corner exit of 2, able to correct it to keep it out of the number 54, but hard into the outside wall. Take one more look at that from a different angle. Oops, different angle. So yeah, just loses it back up into the outside wall. Both the 75 and 79 able to avoid him, but that is going to cause a mechanical black flag, meatball flag for the 28, so he's going to have to bring it down pit road this time, as he will bring it to the attention of his crew. Looks like pit stops are underway for the final stage, as the 88 of Eric Thornton, first car to pit road, as you can see him there in front of Kelly Thomas on pit road. So the 88 of Thornton into his pit box to the attention of his pit crew. 24 laps to go. Right side goes up in the air, so we know at least he's taking right side tires. Car is down. Left side is up, so 4 tire stop for the Thornton 88. Up front, though, we'll take a quick back look. There it is. Alan Bledsoe continues to lead the way here with 24, 23. It'll be 23 to go this time off of turn number 3 for Bledsoe. There he is coming out of turn 3 down the front straightaway. That'll be Bledsoe, Pack, Hara, Kurzilek, and then Riley Hoots will be in the 5th place spot. Kyle Purcell battle back to 6th. Sabaran, Rodriguez, Nelson, Garns, Boone, Yo, and Eric Thornton also on the lead lap there. Eric Thornton just obviously completing his pit stop, so not far in front of the leader. That's the distance right there on screen between those two. So he will be done all his pit stops for this one, unless I'm sure there's a caution, which could throw a wrench into the strategy. But at this point, it'll be one pit stop in the final stage for most of these guys to bring this home with enough fuel to get it there. As I mentioned, we saw Larry Garns go about 25 laps on fuel in that second stage before he pitted. So we'll see who is going to stretch it out, who's going to pit early. We'll see how the strategy plays out. All I know is that that pit stop will put Thornton on... Oh, he's back on pit road. He might have got a black flag for speeding in the pits. I'm not sure what happened to the 88, but he is back on pit road to the attention of his crew. What I was going to say is pitting that early is going to put him on the extreme outside of his pit window. But now that he had to return back to pit road, he has pretty much lost any chance potentially at picking up this victory, though, as Alan Bledsoe continues to lead the way over Ken Peck by 1.6 seconds. As we work 21 laps to go this time, as the leader crosses the line off of turn 4, there's the gap back to 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. All on the screen there is the 9th place car, and the 10th place car, that is James Nelson. He is headed down to pit road for what should be his final pit stop of the afternoon. Bledsoe, though, continues to lead the way. Off of turn 1. Holding that gap strong at about 1.6 seconds from him to Ken Peck, as you can see right there behind him as they work their way through the tunnel turn. Now off of 2, down the short straightaway. Gap still holds strong, 1.6 seconds. Prisma Health Chevrolet Camaro, Ken Peck riding in 2nd spot. There's the gap for the leader and back to 2nd and 3rd. More cars headed down pit road this time. Riley Hoots and Kyle Purcell both make the left-hand turn onto pit road to the attention of their pit crews as they work their way under pit road speed down to their crews to see if they can get these cars filled with fuel and 4 tires. To the end of this one, looks like Kyle's had a bit of an issue as that bumper is still not firmly attached, but Alan Bledsoe continues to lead up front. Well, Kyle Purcell may have had an incident on track. Let's see on lap number 76 what happened to Kyle. Kyle Oh, hit the inside wall coming to pit road. So made the decision to pit. Might have been decided too late as he got into the inside wall there. Coming to pit road, just trying to carry as much speed as he can, locks it up, hits the tire barrier, and makes a mess of the front end of that car. So see how much that hurts Kyle. I think he had a fast repair left. Fortunately, he hadn't used that, so I think he should be back up to speed with a fresh reset of that car. Looks like he is. So definitely able to keep going. So that's good news for Kyle as he works his way through the short straight down to turn number 3, currently running in what is the 11th position for Kyle Purcell. Up front though, Alan Bledsoe continues to lead the way in his number 42 over Ken Pack, Dave Hara, Mike Kurgelek, and now Curtis Sabarin holds on to 5th. A couple of 3 cars coming down to pit road. Looks like Bledsoe, Pack, Kurgelek, Rodriguez, Curtis Sabarin, all headed down pit road to the attention of their pit crews. No one hit the wall, so everyone's still clean and green this time out of turn number 4 as they are headed down pit road. Here we see them roll into the front half of pit road, and the crews will go to work on these machines. See if anyone takes advantage of 2 tires or fuel only. So far, nobody. Right side's up and off and back on. Left side's up and off and back on. So it looks like 4 tires and full tank of fuel for all of these cars. Bledsoe will win the race off of pit road. Peck, Kurgelek, Sabran, and then Travis Rodriguez might have been caught speeding as he continues to sit on pit road. Sure did. Travis Rodriguez, black flag for speeding on his entry to pit road. So that is not going to end, not going to work out well for him here, as they are all back on track except for Travis. Up front though, Dave Hara, now the leader, has inherited the lead on the pit stop cycle as he is currently sitting in front of Larry Garnes, Michael Boone, Tyrone Yo. 4 cars still left to pit here, and this one all came to pit road on lap 60. So the furthest they could go is 60, 80, about 85. So not quite there to the end of the pit window yet, but definitely will have to come down pit road. Looks like Hillbilly is headed that way now as Hillbilly Hara on the brakes and on the left, turns the wheel to the left as he is heading down pit road. Will we see the same of Larry Garnes? No, Larry Garnes will stay on track, continue to lead some laps as Boone, though, he heads down pit road. He will give up the 3rd spot as he will bring the car to the attention of the pit crew. That leaves the only other car on track not to pit quite yet is Tyrone Yo in that number 2. Battle of Gettysburg. Gettysburg Harley Davidson number 2. Ford Mustang works his way through turn 3. We'll see Tyrone bring his car down pit road. So just 1 car left to pit here in this stage. Larry Garnes has not pitted quite yet, so we'll see how this plays out for Larry over the last couple laps of this fuel run. See if a caution will come out and save him, or if he'll have to bring it down pit road to the attention of the pit crew before that. He's got almost, I would say, 3/4 of a track lead there as he just crosses the line right now as the 2nd place car just heading into turn number 2. So about a half track advantage for Larry at this point. Obviously not gonna be able to make it to the end, so he will still have to pit, but he will continue to put on laps here in stage number 3 as we are down to 15 laps to go that time across the line for Garnes. And Alan Bledsoe currently running in 2nd spot. He has a gap of 3.5 seconds over Ken Pack and Michael Kurgelek there, sitting in 3rd and 4th respectively. So after the pit stop cycle completes, we should see Bledsoe regain the lead and hopefully lead the way to the end of this one here with only 14 laps to go for Larry Garnes, this time off of turn number 3. As I say that, though, he makes the hard left-hand turn, gets on the binders, brings it brings his Chevrolet Camaro down to pit road to the attention of the pit crew. That is going to hand the lead over to the dominant car this afternoon. The Bledsoe 42 continues to lead the way here down the long short chute into turn number 3. The battle really is on, though, here for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th car right here in this group. This will be the battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th once they pass the Garns 20 on the home stretch here. Out of turn number 3 there, you can see Bledsoe coming across the line as the new leader. He will be 14 laps to go this time, as now Peck is holding off a strong charge from Kurgelek there in 3rd and 4th. We got 5th place right now, Dave Hare, and the 91 of Riley Hoots holding on to 5th. Sorry. Pack 2nd, Kurgelek 3rd, Hara Hoots 4th, 5th, and Purcell in the 6th spot as this group of cars shuffles its way down the long back straightaway into turn number 2. Side by side for Hara and Hoots, that time off of turn 2. Hoots gets a little bit of loose. That's going to give Hara the advantage, but also bring the 0-1 through, as Hoots will drop back to 6, move Purcell back into the top 5. Kurgelek, though, still working hard on the back bumper of that number 16 as they head down the front straightaway. Just a reminder, across the top, the ticker, anyone in yellow is in a playoff position based on points. Anyone's name is in red is in qualified, locked into the playoffs based off of a win they have already this year. So a few drivers sitting on the outside looking in, while the guys in yellow are in on points currently. But the guys in red are the guys who are definitely locked in, as they've picked up at least one win this year so far, as Kurgelek continues to track down the 16 as Alan Bledsoe has set sail. Leads by 3.7 seconds over Peck, who gets way loose off of turn number 2 that time. Is Kurgelek able to capitalize? Not quite yet, as Peck didn't really lose much ground on that move. That miscue, I guess you can call it, as he works off of turn number 3. David Hara still in 4th, with Cal Purcell now running in 5th spot as they head down into turn number 1. Riley Hoots there, and then we have Curtis Samarin in the 54. Up front, though, Alan Bledsoe continues to lead the way over the field here in Pocono, as we have 12 laps to go this time as we work lap number 84. At a turn number 2, they go down. There's, you can see the gap back to, Hoots up into the wall, that time off of turn number 2. Weaving like a snake, trying to break that draft so no one can really get a good run on you. Down the front straightaway is Peck, Kurgelek, Hara, Purcell, and Riley Hoots back there in the 6th spot on the outside, looking in, trying to get into that top 5 here as we have 11 laps to go. Off of turn 1. Same thing again. Peck kind of dips out to the left, try to break that draft as he heads down the back straightaway. So leader works off of turn number 3. Alan Bledsoe comes down across the line. 10-9 to go this time for that 42 machine, as he will continue to lead here late in this one as they work their way down into turn 1. Bledsoe continues to lead. Getting down to the nitty-gritty of this one. Bledsoe 9 laps to go. Leads by 4.2 seconds over 10 packs. So definitely got on and off a pit road pretty well. And that has proven to open up quite a gap. It was about 1.6 seconds, the gap prior to the pit stops. And it opened up to 4+ seconds here as we come down to 8 to go. So definitely some solid work by the driver getting on and off of pit road, as well as the pit crew getting the tires on and off and the fuel filled up. Bledsoe's last pit stop was a 15:07 compared to Pack's 15:27. Kurgelek had a quick 14:80 and Dave Hare had a 14:72. Purcell had a 14:65 and Riley Hoots had a 14:43. So let's see here. Whoa! Way loose for Bledsoe there off of turn 2. That is going to be something that cost him some time. Obviously, it's good that he built up that 4-second lead because it's now down to 3. 2.9. 2.9.5. Yeah, so gave up over a second there on that big bobble off of turn 2. Still leading, but definitely doesn't have the cushion he once had. Let's see if we can find a replay. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to be honest, but that was interesting to say the least. This time a little easier through turn 3. Keeps the lead at 2.6 seconds, so the field is drawing in back to his back bumper, but not at any kind of rate that is going to put his lead in jeopardy. They head down the front straightaway, slipping and sliding and jigging and jiving. There, with 2nd through 6 laps to go that time for Bledsoe, as he hopes to hold on to this thing after that last big slide off of turn 2. Not sure if that did anything too catastrophic to the tires. His lead has kind of settled out at 2.6 seconds here as he looks to get to the back bumper of the 2. Tyrone Yo looking to put Tyrone 1 lap down. He's currently on the tail end of the lead lap. As Tyrone will go to the outside. Bledsoe will go through on the inside. Nice of Tyrone to let Allen go. Oh, I say that, but not quite yet, as now they're side by side down the front straightaway. As Bledsoe should clear him, though, into turn number 1 as he drives back up across the nose of the 2. A lot closer than maybe I thought he was going to leave him some room, but 2.5 seconds is the lead now over 2nd spot. So we'll turn our eyes back to that group as they continue to battle here late in this one. It's still Pat, Kurgelek, Hara, and Purcell 2nd through 5th. All nose to tail. No one has taken any chances quite yet. Everyone's just riding kind of still as Pat gets a little loose there off of 2. That's going to bunch them up a little behind. Now Hara will make a move to the inside of turn number 3. 41 to the outside, 15 to the inside, side by side off of turn 3. Will they have a drag race down to the line? No. Hara will slip back in behind the 41, but that's probably going to open the door for the 01 to make a move to the inside. As I say that, the 15 goes down to the inside, and he's going to try to go 2 for 1 through turn number 1. Not going to be able to get it. He's past the 41, but that outside is going to carry a lot of momentum off of turn number 1. And that's going to put the 15 back into the 4th spot, as he wasn't able to not make up any ground. He didn't lose any ground. The 0-1 still right there fighting on his back bumper, but now Dave drives it in really deep to turn number 2. They all file under the 2. Oh man, 15 and the 0-1 get together off of turn number 2 as Purcell is able to drive under him and get into 4th. I'm sure that's not going to make Dave too happy, as Dave is able to continue. He's lost a ton of ground now, though, as shows maybe a little displeasure with the 2 car on that one. Not exactly sure what happened. Let's see if we can take a look at the replay. So Dave just got loose off of turn number 2 and got up into the wall. No one really to blame, just trying to keep it under the 2 and off the 2, and just back end got loose. So that's going to cost Dave probably a top 5 for sure, as he is still on track. Does have a mechanical black flag, so he will more than likely have to come down pit road at some point to get that taken care of, and looks like he will do that. Nope, not quite yet. Not this lap he won't, as he is definitely slow and losing positions here. Only 2 laps to go for Al Bledsoe out front, though. That lead is back up to 3 seconds, as Kerjelek and Pack go side by side in turn number 1. Kerjelek holds the advantage off of turn 2, but the topside momentum too strong, as Pack will look to the outside and get back in front of the 41 down into turn number 2. Through turn number 2, 16 leads the way in second. 41 and the 01, who gets up into the wall, that time off of turn number 2. That's going to slow him down and put a little bit of gap between himself and the 2 cars battling for second. Off of turn number 3, we're going to come down white flag. Alan Bledsoe will see it this time out of turn 3. The white flag is in the air, as the leader has taken the white flag. Next flag will finish the race, as Ken Pack will battle with the 41 down into turn number 1. Kerjelek looking to make a move here into turn 1, see if he can get under Pack. Looks to go to the low side through 1 and 2, not able to make it work, as Pack will get that strong run off the top down the back straightaway. Single file, nose to tail down the long back straightaway. It's the 16 still leading the 41 and the 01 down into turn number 2. Out of turn number 2, down excuse me, down the short chute into turn number 3. Up front, though, Alan Bledsoe clear as sailing in front of him. Out of turn number 4, Alan Bledsoe down across the line. He will win the long battle along pond. 240 here from Pocono. Second place goes to Ken Pack. Third to Mike Kerjelek. Fourth to Kyle Purcell. Riley Hoots will bring it home in 5th. 6th is Curtis Sabaran. 7th, Larry Garns. James Nelson looking to bring it home with an 8th place finish. And then Boone, I'm not sure if he's out of gas, but he is going at the speed of stink off of turn number 3. Not ideal. See if he'll be able to make it back around. He's going to lose a spot. His hair is going to come back for 9th after heading down pit road. And then Boone, will he make it across? Little further. Little further. Almost there. And he makes it. Michael Boone brings it home with a 10th place finish. If you give me 1 second, we'll see if we can get us some interviews with the top 3 tonight from Pocono. Just bear with me 1 second. We'll see if we can get them on the line. So tonight's third place finisher, Michael Kurgelek, see if we can get a word with him. Hey Mike, it's Nathan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Congrats on the third place finish. Big bounce back after early race incident. Saw you get into the inside wall, so able to recover for that. From that, for a third place, that's got to be pretty good.
Yeah, with that incident with Riley, I'm glad it happened early in the race, so I was able to rebound. So third place tonight, I'm thankful for that.
All right, well, congrats on the third place, and hopefully we'll keep talking to you here after a few more races as we work towards the end of the regular season. And good luck the rest of the way.
Yes, sir, and thank you for what you're doing, buddy.
Okay, that was third place finisher Michael Kurgelek. Let's see if we can get a word with second place finisher Ken Pack right now. Just bear with me here for a second. Hey Ken, it's Nathan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Big second place finish for the old number 16, still holding in there strong as finished that one on the podium. So that's a good result for you, I would imagine.
Yeah, I hadn't had a podium here in a little while. I fell on a little bit of hard luck, but we had to fight back, and Kurt's really pushed me for second place, but had nothing for the 42 on the longer run.
All right, well, congrats on the second place, and hopefully we'll keep talking to you here through the last part of the season, and good luck.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, that was second place finisher Ken Peck, and now we'll see if we can get a word with tonight's winner in the number 42, Alan Bledsoe. This will be Alan's fourth win on the season. Hey Al, it's Nathan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Oh, yes, you caught me drinking something.
Well, congrats. Fourth win of the year. Here comes at Pocono. Pretty dominating fashion once you got control of the lead. But strong results. And are you happy with that tonight?
Oh yeah, I'm happy with it. There were a couple of things that I would definitely take back. Some moments where I clipped the wall and got a little loose, but it definitely wasn't a perfect race, but it was good enough to win, so I'll take it.
Definitely made things interesting there with about 9 or 8 laps to go. Got way loose coming off of turn 2 and gave up about half your lead, but that's the nice thing about having a big lead, able to make a mistake and still hold on.
That's why I built it up as big as I did, because I did not know when I was gonna screw up, and it was really fortunate that I was able to hold on to it. I almost killed the wall there. It would have been so bad. But yeah, I want to thank my dad. Thank you for doing this broadcast. My dad gets to watch it, and I want to thank my teammates. Brendan wasn't able to make it. He won't be here this week or next week. But hey, it was a fun race. Had some really fun racing with Eric there at the beginning of the race. That was pretty intense, but I don't think either of us went over the line and made it really fun.
All right, well, congrats again on the fourth win of the year, and hopefully you can keep picking up those victories as we move towards the end of the regular season and more importantly in the playoffs. So hopefully we'll keep talking to you the rest of the season, and good luck the rest of the way.
Absolutely. Thank you, Nathan.
Okay, that was tonight's winner in the Battle of Long Pond 240. That's Alan Bledsoe picking up the win tonight. Let's take a quick look at the final results from tonight's event. If I can figure that out. Too many buttons. Here we go. Results up on the screen. So like I mentioned, we talked to our top 3 winner, Alan Bledsoe in his 42, Ken Peck and Mike Kurgelek in the 41, coming home 1, 2, 3. Kyle Purcell able to rebound there after his get-together with the 16 and the 88 in the second stage there. Riley Hoots holds on to a top 5 finish. Curtis Sabran, Larry Garnes, James Nelson is 6 through 8. Dave Hara able to secure a 9th place finish after getting into the wall late in this one and having to come down pit road. Michael Boone, I think what I can only think is ran out of fuel coming to the checkered. He still holds on to a 10th place finish. Tyrone Yo and Kelly Thomas 11th and 12th, both 1 lap down. Then we had our non-finishers tonight, unfortunately. Travis Rodriguez, Eric Thornton, Tyler Nelson, and Jim Hubble, all unable to complete the full distance tonight. But with that in mind, I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. This is the SimWorld Racing Network. This was the Long Pond 240. We'll just take a look here at the upcoming schedule for the 2024 season. So next week we head to Indianapolis Motor Speedway on the oval for our version of the Indy race. That'll be next Tuesday night, the 9th of July. 2 weeks from now, we head back to Richmond for 200 laps. Or no, should be more than that. It'll be a night race from Richmond on the 16th, and then off to Michigan 3 weeks from 3 weeks from tonight, off to Michigan for the July 23rd event. And then that will give us 4 weeks from tonight, the last day of July, July 30th. We will be off. So 3 races over the next 3 weeks to bring us to our off week on the 30th. But tune in next week. We'll be back on the air. This is the SimWorld Racing Network. My name is Nathan Christensen, voice of the All-American Racing League Cup Series. Glad you could join us tonight. Shout out and congrats to Alan on picking up win number 4 on the season. And a great race here. Very minimal cautions and everyone able to pretty much finish in one piece. And we will see you next Tuesday night on the SimWorld Racing Network. And before I let you go, I can't forget to mention to tune in this Friday. Let's take a look here. Friday night, that'll be the 5th of July from Nashville. The Quick Finishers Racing League will take on Nashville for 180 laps. And then on the SimWorld Racing Network. And then let's see if there's a truck race this week. That was last week. Yes, there will be. The trucks will go live from Lucas Oil Raceway this coming Sunday. So a couple more races this week on the SimWorld Racing Network. Dave Hara and Dave Lafana will have the call of both of them unless something has changed and no one's told me. But tune in Friday at 9 and then Sunday about 8 o'clock Eastern as we will bring you 2 more presentations. First of the Quick Finishers Racing League Cup Series on Friday, then the All-American Racing League Truck Series on Sunday. Thanks again for tuning in. Have a great week and have a good one.